Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Okay, you guys, I don't know how I'm actually going to do this, but I'm going to rely on the Holy Spirit to lead me, and I'm just going for it. So here's the first warning I would like to give you is to make sure that there are no children in earshot of this video. Make sure there are no children in earshot of this video. There will be cursing in some of these videos by these losers, and some adult content that will be spoken of. So be sure that there's no children that can hear what's being said here. There will be information here for Christians, for all of these witches and warlocks, and for that loser, NITHYANANDA. There's going to be a huge message for him. A huge message for him. Because I've had enough of this garbage. I've had enough of it. So first of all, let me go ahead and do the disclaimer that all pictures, videos that I show will be shown under fair use, permitted by copyright statute, for criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Okay. Now, actually what the Holy Spirit showed me this morning as I was gathering all my evidence is that I'm living out the story in the Bible of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the story of King Nebuchadnezzar. This is what's happening here. And we're going to go over that story today. But I would like to let you know what kind of animals these people are and what they're still doing to me. This guy, I don't know why this guy is still permitted on the internet. He's constantly talking about murdering me, contracts being signed against me. I am just repulsed by this guy, which tells me that there is a pure demon there with him. I'm repulsed by this guy. Not that guy. That guy pretends to be a prophet. This is the guy. Oh, you see, I felt it as soon as I saw him. Pure demon here. So here is the next smear campaign, or the next setup that they're trying to do. Stolen cash, hidden bank account, in your name discovered, found money. This is the demon that's constantly talking about murdering me. And now this setup with stolen cash, hidden bank account in my name. And the second person that I found that had tried to do the same story was the Reaper, J Originator. He has done the same thing. He had made a video saying how much money I made while these people were attacking me. There's something else that I want to show you guys. Urgent, they spoke lies against you. What they said is disturbing. Well, sweetheart, they've been speaking lies against me for 10 years. Someone is extremely nervous that you won't be returning back to them. No, I will not be returning back to them, sweetheart. Anyone with any kind of half a brain would have understood that by now. They sent someone that they hired to give you that was poisoned. The ops working for the cops. This is what I want the message for the Christians. This guy, the ops, I had to figure out what that word meant because I did not know. So the opposition is working for the cops. This is what this guy is saying. And he's trying to portray himself as a chosen one. This whole chosen one, I told you about a month ago, anything that said chosen one on it, that you should never listen to it. And now I understand why. The truth has been revealed to me, which I'm going to share with you. So this guy is portraying himself as a chosen one, and he's saying that the ops are working for the cops. So the people that are attacking chosen ones, the criminals, are working for the cops. Watch this. So it's hard for you to make out in the video. What this guy is saying is that the police are monitoring him, and that's what he's running away from. So let's think about this rationally. If you're truly a chosen one, and I use that word only because that's the word they use. I don't consider myself a chosen one. No true Christian does. We're servants. We're not to be served. So we're not chosen ones. Only the demons label us as chosen ones. We don't run from the cops because we're not doing anything illegal. So this guy is running, saying that the police are monitoring him, and they were in front of his house wanting to speak to him. Yeah, this is the name of the video, Popo Monitoring. Yeah, and I don't know of any Christian that would name the police a Popo. Criminals call the police Popo. And here's what gives this guy away. God is using the black sheeps in the family to speak up. This tells me that, and see his name, King Hype 777. A lot of times, because I have to change my username and password so often with these people, comes natural to me to use 777 in my passwords. And this is telling me that this guy is absolutely one of these stalkers who are being paid to kill me, and he is surveilling me, and he knows my story, and this is what he's doing out here. So he's not a chosen one. He's one of the killers of the chosen ones. This is what I need for you Christians to understand. Here is the Reaper.
Dismantle so many plans of theirs that your attackers want to recruit you. This is a quick message for the universe, chosen one. Yo, chosen one, you done got so crazy on these niggas, man, that these bitches want you on the team.
This guy uses foul language, so you're aware.
Your attackers chosen that they want you on the squad, man. Since they want to recruit you. See, chosen one, you didn't know that the whole time you were going through what you were going through. You not only were being surveillanced or watched by your attackers, you were being watched by professionals. See, I know a lot of y'all.
So what he just supported is what I was telling the police, that they had planted cameras in my house and listening devices. So he just supported this. There are cameras and listening devices in this house also. And that's what this loser upstairs is doing, is monitoring me. And so are these two people next door to me. They're monitoring me. They're watching what I'm doing in my house. and listening to what is being said and what I'm watching on the television in my house. They're here, the cameras and the listening devices. This is the sound that I kept hearing on the back wall that I kept saying it sounded like a spoon hitting crystal. When there's something playing, like when my TV is playing, and then I shut off the sound on my television, I hear the sound on the back wall here, like the crystal, the spoon hitting the crystal. It's I guess listening for what's happening. That's what's happening here. So this house has been implanted with hidden cameras and listening devices. And this guy, Jay, the originator, or the Reaper, as I call him, he just supported that and admitted to that.
See, chosen one, you didn't know that the whole time you were going through what you were going through. You not only were being surveillanced or watched by your attackers, you were being watched by professionals. See, I know a lot of y'all, have seen gangs attacking you, what seem to be regular people, right? The professionals, they try to keep their face out of it. The only time you see the professionals or the warlocks or witches who are involved is because they're about to make a major attempt on you. They're about to deliver a nasty blow. So if you start seeing people around that you're not used to seeing, just know, oh yeah, they about to make a crazy attempt on you, right?
So here he just supported when I said that black pickup truck moved in and the people next door in 1305 moved out. And these people over here in 1302 moved out and new cars were over there, that they were about to make a major attempt on me. So he just supported everything that I've said.
But chosen one, the whole time you were being attacked, the whole time you were being played with, professionals watch you taking notes. See, these people, what they do, they'll watch you and they'll learn all your patterns. We understand now that life is a pattern. It's all about patterns, loops. We get it. And so what they do is they'll watch you and they'll learn your pattern. They'll learn your routine. And this is how they get you. They observe. And then they learn. That's what they like to say. We learn. Chosen one. Well, when it came down to you, chosen one, you kept outslicking your attackers. Chosen one, it's kind of crazy because these people, they put a lot of effort into taking you down. They had a whole game plan into taking you down, chosen.
Once again, supporting what I've been saying, that these people have been attempting to murder me. This was not hallucination. This was not a delusion. This was reality.
And the things that you were able to dismantle, the things that you were able to overcome, it wasn't little shit. I mean, chosen, you probably had some ex-military, CIA, all types of individuals devising plans to take you down. You gotta understand, this thing is employed by millionaires, just like everything else, right? The drug epidemic, drugs were dropped off by billionaires. The guns dropped off by billionaires. Every time something starts taking over the country, like drugs or violence and things like that, it's being funded. You don't get to find all these fucking guns on the street, like military grade weapons, unless that shit is getting funded. I'm I'm trying to tell you, man. Money walks, bullshit. Money talks, bullshit walks. Right? But chosen one, you had real people, real professionals making real plans. I know a lot of times, right, you would notice going through what you was going through that a lot of the times, bro, when shit hit the fan or unfolded, it was almost as though it was like it was choreography or like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
Choreographed.
It's almost like that shit was like put together. It didn't just unfold like a regular plan. That shit unfolded like somebody put that shit together. And chosen one is because a lot of times motherfuckers did put it together, chosen. See, you gotta understand that, man. You gotta realize everything that you've been through has been organized. There hasn't been anything that randomly happened. From the time your honey trap reached out to you and got you caught up in that place, in that fun house, in that city, it's all been orchestrated. It's all been sent. How you do it was millionaires is because everywhere you tried to go, chosen one, they had you locked in. They had you surveillanced. They owned everything. And you start to notice, chosen, every time something weird happens, it's almost as if it's put together too perfectly. And this is when it hits you. There's being strings being pulled. Chosen one, I need you to understand that you have gotten over on some of the most manipulative beings there are in this game called life. And quite frankly, they don't know how you did it. See, chosen one, you survived and got away from something that even military trained people couldn't survive. Even people who have been in the military, they wouldn't have been able to get out of that. And it has your attackers blown away. See, the thing is, chosen one, this chosen one Olympics thing is big money. Chosen one's organs cost big money. The destruction of a chosen one gets you paid big money. But now they're starting to see that there's something divine stepping in, and people don't want to deal with it no more. Chosen one, these organizations are looking to recruit chosen ones because they understand nobody can read patterns more than chosen ones. Nobody can see through the layers more than the chosen ones. Your enemies want to recruit you to devise plans to take down other chosen ones. They just don't know if you're going to be with it. Now, I know a lot of y'all sitting here like, Jay, what the fuck? That's kind of insane. But it's true. Don't be surprised if the same people that were attacking you start trying to befriend you. Don't be surprised if people call you talking about the Masons and just join the Masons and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because they want you to join. They want you to join and help bring down other attackers, other chosen. And in fact, there are chosen ones who came before you that have done it. Now, you chosen one, I can't see that for you. You have integrity. You have honor. Plus, you hate your attackers. But don't be surprised if they call your number and try to recruit you.
I've never heard of something so vulgar in my life. Hear that, and how these people are being allowed on the internet, on YouTube, to openly speak about murdering people. So what he was saying, there's a lot of money in murdering chosen ones and harvesting their organs. They sell their organs. There's a lot of money in that. Whether this is true or not, what this guy is saying, I don't know, and I don't care to know. This is the most vulgar thing I've ever heard in my life. This is what they're putting on my television. Your honey trap couldn't deceive you, so they decided to murder you. Openly speaking about this on YouTube. Your honey trap couldn't deceive you. Your honey trap begged for the opportunity to unalive you because they couldn't deceive you. So, Jay, I want to speak to you for a second here because I know that what you're doing is psychological warfare. And here's the thing. The information that you're putting out about my relationship with NITHYANANDA is absolutely incorrect. So either you're making it up or he lied to you, and that's what he's putting out here. It's another smear campaign. So let me state something here. The term honey trap that you used is somebody with evil intentions tries to set a good-hearted person up for a relationship only to destroy their life and possibly kill them. And because he couldn't deceive me anymore, he decided he was going to kill me. As I've told you from the beginning, there was nothing that I knew about that guy, that Sarah Landry, and all of the people that left him and came out and did interviews on Sarah Landry's page. I learned everything I know from them. So the fact that you're saying this about that loser is it's a pure lie. It's a pure lie. This guy told everybody that I was a rat, that I spoke to the FBI, which I never did. I did call the FBI, and his goons intercepted the call. One of his hired killers from Carlton Arms and his town flatback. The town flatback portrayed herself as an FBI agent, a female FBI agent, and I spoke to her. I didn't actually speak to the FBI. So from that moment on, he called me a rat, saying that I called the FBI. And anything that I told that girl was stuff that Sarah Landry had revealed on the internet that day. Because I had never met him in person, I had never lived in India, I had no firsthand knowledge of anything that this guy was doing. Okay, so I could never be a rat because I was never a part of his criminal organization. Everything I knew, I learned from Sarah Landry and all of the people that left him that did interviews with Sarah Landry on her page. Secondly, you made the statement that the honey trap tricked me into going to live where he was. And one of your other people said that he was my lover. And I don't know where you people are getting this information from, but it's an absolute lie. As I said, NITHYANANDA lived in India and I lived in Florida, and I had never met him in person. I had only watched his satsangs on YouTube. I had never met him in person. So how was I supposed to have sex with this guy? Would you please tell me? And we all know what Sarah Landry and Jordan Lozada said about him. And by the way, I have their video in the description again, if you need a little reminder. Sarah Landry said he had a micro penis. How was he supposed to reach from India to Florida? Would you mind telling me that? It's an outright lie. So this guy also went around telling everybody that I was his kingdom wife, which was an outright lie. An outright lie. Now, you also made another video stating that everybody calls this guy God. And the idiots that follow him the witches and warlocks that follow him call him God. He has them all conned to believe that he's an avatar. He's nothing. He's a criminal who has learned black magic. That's all he is. He had all of these, he taught these people spiritual powers, dark powers, and that's what he used to videotape and air over his YouTube channel. Why is this guy's YouTube channel still being allowed to play so that he can recruit more people to him that he can murder and do whatever he does to? Why is this guy's YouTube channel still being allowed to air? What he did was he put up videos showing the losers following him of all of the dark spiritual powers that they were practicing. He had this big thing. He taught them all how to do remote viewing, astral projection, how to do X-ray vision. That's what he called it, X-ray vision. How to look in somebody's body like an X-ray machine and see where they're having a problem. He made videos of people doing all of these things. Also, he made videos of people actually making themselves grow in length. They would stand up against the wall, put a pencil marking on the wall, and then do some prayers or whatever they did. And then they would do another pencil marking, and voila, they grew 2 inches. Isn't that amazing that this God was able to teach these people these things? Isn't that amazing? I have a question for you, Jay. I have a question for you and all the witches and warlocks following him. If he's able to do all these things and even make people grow in length, why couldn't he grow his own penis? Why couldn't he grow his own penis? Yeah, I guess you never thought about simple things like that, huh? You never thought about simple things like that because all you saw was dollar bills. So now what this guy was actually doing, all the people who follow him in the occult, they all have demons. And the one demon would speak to the other demon, and that's how the spot would light up in the other person's body. And the demon in the one person would be able to see the spotlight up in the other person's body because they were demons speaking to each other. They were demons speaking to each other. That's how this is done. It's not magic. He's not God. He practices black magic. He was actually caught, one of the kids that, his Gurukul kids that he was trying to make do all these powers. He was caught doing a sleight of hand to say that he was manifesting a gem in his hand. And he was doing a sleight of hand, no different from any of these low-life street con men found all over India. That's what he was having these kids do. And the kid was caught. He's always been a con man, a liar, and a criminal. He's not a god. He is not a god. And he's actually not very smart either. After 10 years of going after me like this and trying to kill me like this, putting cameras in my houses, putting very bad people on my trail to kill me. For what reason? Because he's a jealous, low-life loser. He's a jealous, low-life loser who is too lazy to do the work on his own path. Let me tell you, actually, there is a genuine story in the Bible about what's happening here, and it is about King Nebuchadnezzar and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. See what this loser is trying to do? He's trying to make me worship him as if he's God, the way he has made all of these other losers out here believe that he's God. And I absolutely refuse. He needs to bow down to the light. That's what he needs to do. I am the one who has authority over him. He has no authority over me. And he walks around calling himself a God. And the Most High God is going to let him know who the real God actually is, just like he did to King Nebuchadnezzar. And we're going to go over that little story here. For the Christians out here, before I move away from this, here's Jay again. You are costing your attackers millions. God's strong warning. This man has a bold move planned for you. He'll do it publicly. This one says, be careful, they're fighting with a woman over you. This guy actually says, not that guy, this guy calls himself a prophet. He's actually saying that some woman, they're getting ready to kill some woman. These people are constantly talking about murder.
From the very beginning to the end. And believe me, at the end of this video, you will thank me at the comment section. If this is your first time, you're very much welcome. Don't allow the devil cheat you by making you feel as if there is nothing I will tell you. Praise Master Jesus. Don't allow the devil.
Do you hear what this guy just said?
You already know. Listen.
He said, praise Mother Jesus. Praise Mother Jesus. He's quoting Bible verses. He's calling himself a prophet. And he says, praise Mother Jesus. This is what the Bible warned about these people preaching a different kind of Jesus. You're seeing it in real life here with these people. You're seeing it in real life with these people. They were telling them that they will make use of you like a blanket to suffer. Post-separation abuse. The relationship is over, but it hasn't ended. The only so-called relationship there was between me and NITHYANANDA was he was supposed to be a spiritual teacher. That was the only relationship there was. He was supposed to be a spiritual teacher. And of course, that was a joke. That was an absolute joke, which was why I left him. Nothing more than a spiritual teacher. This guy is delusional and psychotic. I have to warn you, someone is coming for you. Archangel Michael says this is not a joke. It's an emergency. God says someone has ordered your death. You must know the truth before it's too late. It's what they're plastering my YouTube on my television with. They are so mad at you and want you and your loved ones dead. Every single one of these people are his witches and warlocks. They're all aware that he's absolutely trying to kill me, and they're all a part of it. I want you to understand. This is why I keep showing their faces. They all know what he's doing, because I'm not the first person he's done this to, and they're all a part of it. How these people are openly talking about murdering people on YouTube. And openly making death threats like this on YouTube. Where is the FBI? We're going to go to the Bible now. Oh, before I go there, for Christians, this is what I need for you to understand. These people have put together this whole humongous con game out here with this, the Chosen Ones videos. When I spoke to you about this about a month ago, what I was saying was that they were actually speaking some Christianese. They're citing some Bible verses, but they're filling it up with the occult. And I told you all not to watch it. Here's what's really happening here. People like J Originator, which I call the Reaper, and all of the people, the guy with the 1111, they're all in on this. They're all in on this. And they talk about chosen ones, that they talk about themselves like they are chosen ones. Chosen ones meaning, and you will understand this because Stephanie the Seeker calls the people from the light that are being targeted as chosen ones. And this is what these people are referring to when they say chosen ones, people walking in light. They are referring to themselves as chosen ones. And they're starting up YouTube pages. The Reaper goes live. He has people that are actually sending him in money. And whether these people are truly those on a spiritual path, believing that he is a chosen one, or if they are members of his gang that are out here killing chosen ones, I don't know. But they are not chosen ones. They are the killers of the chosen ones. So they're purporting themselves as being chosen ones. Same way with that guy that was running and saying the Popo is monitoring. He purports himself to being a chosen one, but he's actually a killer of chosen ones. This is what they're doing. This is so dark. It is disgusting what's happening out here. So Jay, the Reaper, has supported everything I've ever said. These buildings are all bought by the criminal organizations. And when I see new people around moving in, like when I said that black pickup truck moved in and these people moved out on the other side of me, it was exactly what happened in Carlton Arms. It was exactly what happened in Carlton Arms. And then these people started to attempt to murder me. And they had cameras in that house and listening devices in that house. No doubt they had cameras in the 1900 building. I lived in apartment 1913. And I told you, every time I left my house, I had to walk around the building to get to my car. And there was a guy that lived exactly in the front of the building, but his back wall was connected to my apartment's back wall. And he used to bang on the wall when I would say something on my YouTube videos with regard to sex trafficking. He used to bang on my walls. So it was the guy in the front of the building that was directly opposite of my apartment. Every single time I walked out of my house, this guy would come out of his house and make believe that he had to get something out of his car. And I started thinking, how does this freak know when I'm leaving my house? They had cameras in my house. And that guy was monitoring me. The same way the guy in 212 was doing. Every time I left my house, he would come out of his front door to let me know that he knew that I was leaving my house. There were absolutely cameras in Carlton Arms apartment in 211. There were cameras in the apartment here in 1913. And there are cameras in this apartment, and there are listening devices in this apartment. And this loser upstairs and his whore, and these two on both sides of me, they're all monitoring me. That's what they're doing. Jay had just said and supported everything I've ever said, and that they have been legitimately trying to kill me for the last 3 or 4 years. And it has been a contract out of my life by NITHYANANDA. He's paying people to kill me. Now, I want you to understand the idiocy of this guy having to pay people to have files on me for everything I do. This guy has spent over $1 million in 10 years paying these people to harass me and stalk me and keep files on me, attempt to take over my identity. All of the things that these people have done to me, NITHYANANDA has been paying all of them. We've talked about how many people are in a coven. There's up to 20. This could be up to 25 here. This is how the number of people that I have had to fight off by myself, just me and the Lord and my angels, because the cops didn't lift a finger to help me. Instead, the cops tried to set me up to make me look like I was crazy. Well, now we have the Reaper to substantiate that every single word I said was the truth. I am not crazy. And all of this is coming from NITHYANANDA. What kind of an idiot moron puts out that kind of money for 10 years to stalk another person, to try to murder another person who walked away from them? What kind of idiot moron would do such a thing like this? Instead of just going on with their own life. He was nothing more than a spiritual teacher, supposed to be a spiritual teacher, except for the fact that he was unable to teach anything, because being a guru was only a cover for his criminal organization. So he didn't actually teach anything spiritual, which is why I left him. And this guy wants to call himself an alpha male. An alpha male. I've never heard anything more hysterical in my life. You know, an alpha male knows who they are. They don't need anybody to tell them who they are, to make them feel like they're important, to make them feel like they're somebody. An alpha male doesn't need anybody to do that for them. They know. The same way the alpha female knows. Which is why I know he's no alpha male. And he's messed with the wrong alpha female. Now we're going to look at the story of King Nebuchadnezzar and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because this is what is actually playing out right now. These losers keep wanting to say that I have all of these powers and I have done all these things. I've done absolutely nothing but pray to my God for help, for protection, for conclusion of this situation. I have done nothing but pray to my God that this would end. And it's not going to end nicely for NITHYANANDA, not in the least. Let's take a look at the story of King Nebuchadnezzar. And I'm going to read from the AI overview, because the AI overview will include the throwing Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into the fire, which is which is analogous to this loser trying to kill me now 14 times. 14 times this loser has tried to kill me. And 4 times he's tried to kidnap me. What is the story of King Nebuchadnezzar? AI overview, and I have the link for this in the description. King Nebuchadnezzar II, he was there from 605 to 562 BCE, was the most powerful ruler of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, renowned for building the Hanging Gardens and destroying the first temple in Jerusalem. His legacy defined by massive military conquest and an epic spiritual transformation detailed in the Bible. The rise and military conquest. After securing a decisive victory against the Egyptians at the Battle of Carchemish in 605 BCE, Nebuchadnezzar succeeded his father to the throne. He vastly expanded the Babylonian Empire and fortified his capital with architectural wonders, including the legendary Ishtar Gate and the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. When the kingdom of Judah repeatedly rebelled, he laid siege to Jerusalem, destroying the city and exiling the vast majority of its inhabitants to Babylon. The dreams and the fiery furnace. His historical legacy is deeply intertwined with biblical accounts, primarily found in the book of Daniel. When the king experienced troubling dreams, only the Hebrew prophet Daniel could interpret them. Daniel's interpretations foretold the rise and fall of empires, ultimately pointing to a kingdom that would endure forever, leading the king to briefly acknowledge the supremacy of the God of Israel. However, Nebuchadnezzar's pride resurged when 3 Hebrew men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, refused to worship a massive golden statue of the king that the king had constructed. An enraged Nebuchadnezzar threw them into a blazing furnace. Upon seeing the men miraculously protected in the fire by a divine figure, the king issued a decree protecting the Hebrew faith. Humility and restoration. Nebuchadnezzar's ultimate test came with a dream of a great tree being chopped down, representing his own downfall. Daniel warned the king that his immense pride would cause him to lose his mind unless he repented. 12 months later, as the king boasted of his own architectural majesty, the prophecy was fulfilled. Nebuchadnezzar was stricken with a psychological condition, often identified by scholars as boanthropy, a form of clinical lycanthropy, where the sufferer believes they are an animal. He was driven from human society and lived in the wild, eating grass like an ox and growing long hair and nails. After 7 years, Nebuchadnezzar looked toward heaven, and his sanity and kingdom were miraculously restored. Recognizing the sovereignty of God, recognizing the sovereignty of the God of Israel over all human kingdoms, he published a public testimony of his humiliation, grace, and redemption before the passing away peacefully in 562 BCE. I want you to understand, this loser is walking around on this planet telling everybody that he is God. Paying people to kill people that worship the God of Israel. Oh, it's exactly the same as what Nebuchadnezzar did to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Leaving messages that they're coming to get me and I'm going to go back with him, which no such thing will ever happen. He better learn to bow down to the light, because some very bad things are coming for him. He will bow down to the God of Israel and declare that he is God. And so will his witches and warlocks. Every mouth will confess and every knee will bow. Jesus is Lord. I've had just about enough of this. I've truly had just about enough of this. You people can make up all of the false narratives that you want. No, that lowlife, child raping pig was never my lover, was never my honeypot, never, not ever. He couldn't even be a spiritual teacher. He was a loser right from the get-go, because his heart was never in what he was doing. His heart was only in his groin. That's all his heart was ever in. Let him die of every plague that comes from sexual perversion and sexual immorality. And let the same thing happen to all of his witches and his warlocks. See, because this guy, he don't care. He don't care about anything. He sleeps with men, women, and children. He's so confused, he doesn't know who he is. This is why he needs someone to tell him who he is. Why he would spend over $1 million paying people to stalk and harass me for 10 years instead of just moving on with his life. Judgment is forthcoming. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, judgment is forthcoming. I will not bow down to no golden statue. You will bow down to the light. Every last one of you will bow down to the light. Should never mock the Lord. You should never mock the Lord. You're going to find out. You're going to find out what happens to people who mock the Lord. Every last one of you. So you all fell for this guy's lies this whole entire time. You all fell for the almighty dollar. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. You've made killing a way of life. You've made murder a way to make money. Talking about that I'm in some kind of Truman show. You have no idea who I am. but you are definitely petrified of me. The fact is, you're not petrified of me because it's the Lord working through this vessel. You have no idea what you have all done to yourselves, but you're about to find out. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ. And I'm leaving this here.